did see a comment, and I've heard you say stuff about this before, but I kind of want to get your full opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Jobe. I remember you mentioned Marcelo Mayer. You hit the home run on the podcast. And we got a comment from Ty Cobb. Looking back on it, are you, because Mayer, I believe, was a top 10 prospect in all of baseball for MLB Pipeline, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's around number 10 for a lot of those things. Yeah.
Do you think Tigers fans still have a legitimate reason to be upset over that, or do you think we just need to be a little patient? For me, I worry just about pitchers and their health. We're seeing Tommy John surgery just being so common these days with all these young pitchers getting it. I worry about that. It was a worry. It was funny. We never really worried about that with Casey Mize. We never really thought about that, but maybe some people did.
I'll tell you why in a minute.
Yeah, but I think that's another thing you've got to worry about with these pitchers that you're taking at the top of the draft is injury concerns. So do Tigers fans have a reason to be upset with,
Yeah. I guess in the short, yes. Okay. And only reason I'm going to say that is this: in the moment on draft day and in the weeks leading up to that draft, I was a Marcelo Mayer guy. I wanted them to move on Marcelo Mayer if he was there. And Lawler would have been a great fallback. The other shortstop, the one I believe he's with Texas now. Up that high, if two players are equal and one is a pitcher and one is a position player, I am going to take the position player most of the time, only because of the injury factor and the fact that the position player, if he's healthy, can play 150 games for me, where the starting pitcher is only going to take the mound probably 30 times, and starting pitchers are pitching less and less every year. So their impact on the game is actually going down slightly every year, unless you're a real big-time starter, right? So, yeah, I think if you still want to hold some discontent about that pick, you can, and it's legit. But what I'll say is this: the guy who made that pick is gone. Okay, so you're basically being mad at a ghost because Scott Harris did not make that pick. So we'll see what he does this year because they're going to have the third overall pick. Are they going to go with, say, the pitcher from Tennessee, or are they going to go get the bat? Whether it's Max Clark out of the high school in Indiana, or if Dylan Cruz is somehow there from LSU, are they going to go the bat or the arm? Again, I would tend to lean bat there, but we'll just have to see.
You can find these pitchers later in the draft and develop them. We've seen it so many times. Guys like Shane Bieber was a 4th-round pick. Jacob deGrom, I believe, was a 9th-round pick. Like, even this year, you can go to every single draft, and that's just the case, with probably every position. But I think specifically for pitchers, 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round, even deGrom, like I said, 9th round, you can find these pitchers and develop them. And I just think it's not as, with hitters, I think there's some guys like a Bryce Harper at the top of the draft, like a Carlos Correa, that are just generational talents that you take. And I just worry the Tigers passed up on a guy like Jordan Lawler or Marcelo Mayer to take a pitcher. That's kind of the point I wanted to make there. Is I think you can get these pitchers at the later rounds.
Jackson Jobe, I think, actually had some good moments last year. You watch the video, you can see what they like about him, right? It's just a matter of, does he? It just seems like such a what's the word? I mean, it's a gamble if the pitchers are going to stay healthy, right? If Jackson Jobe turns out to be a sturdy guy who doesn't get hurt and can keep spinning that slider up there without an injury, he's there's no saying he can't have a better career than Marcelo Mayer. No, that is not written in stone that Marcelo Mayer, just because he has a better prospect ranking right now, is going to have a better career than Jackson Jobe. We don't know. And the guys who make those rankings, they don't know either. Okay. So they're making their best educated guess right now. And again, I was a Marcelo guy, but now the guys who drafted Jobe are gone. Jobe is still a Tiger. That's who we need to see come through the system and be a contributor. And there are reasons to believe he can still do that.